Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I think I'm doing my first series on learning how to rope with the GoPro. How about that? Alright. Alright, this part of the video, or this part of the series, we're going to be talking about how to build the loop. So the previous video, it was about coiling the rope. You know, we threw it out, showed you how to coil it up. All right, now, next part is gonna be building the loop. And not just building a loop, but like more advanced details in the building loop. So like also, we're gonna talk about what size loop you should have. All right, how big, how small, how long the spoke should be, how much should you have in between your hands. Talking about the cattle horns, what kind of cattle you're doing, what kind of cattle you're roping, what kind of run are you making. All of this stuff determines how you build your loop. All right, so let's talk about the first thing. So when I'm in the head box, all right, you see the cow. Like if you know you're 2 or 3 back, you kind of look at the cow and you see, okay, what size horns has he got? Are they small? Are they big? Are they long? Are they short? Or are they so short that they don't hardly come out of the head wrap? Okay, if it's so short that they hardly come out of the head wrap, if he's got short horns, you might want to rope the neck. And I could do a whole video on how to rope muleys or rope the neck on cattle. All right, so that's the first thing. You know, how big your loop is going to be is on the horns. All right, so now what kind of run you're gonna make. All right, so if you have a small loop, okay, so if you're roping cattle with small horns, you want a smaller loop. If you're roping cattle with bigger horns, you're gonna want a bigger loop. So next thing is what kind of run you're making. Okay, so if I'm gonna run, if I need to make a long throw, I want a bigger loop because that gives me more extension. All right, so I got a bigger loop, I can kind of sit back further and that gives me a little bit more distance. If you got a smaller, shorter loop, you kind of need to get closer. The problem with that is you get too close because you don't have enough reach. You got a small little coil or a small little loop. You're gonna get too close, you're gonna ride up on the cow and then cow's gonna stop, set up on you, go behind you. So I think there's a lot of benefits to a bigger loop. Plus, a bigger loop kind of makes it easier to catch the horns, right? You get a little bit more drop. A bigger loop, you're more likely to catch the horns right here. Smaller loop, you gotta be a little more accurate. All right, so most of the time, I pretty much use the same size loop almost all the time, for the most part. Unless it's really small horns, I don't get a super big loop. All right, so next thing I'm building a loop is this is between the Honda and your hand. It's about an arm's length. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can put it in your left hand, get your arm's length, and that's about what you need right there. Actually, only about 75% people do that right. You know, I see some people, I'm like, you're getting in the heel box with someone and sometimes they're like this. I know y'all have seen that. Or someone's like that, you know. Everyone's seen that. Some people don't have the right size spoke. That's called the spoke right there. They don't have the right distance between the Honda and their hand. Okay? So, I mean, there you go. I think it's a good video right there on building a loop. I mean, there might be some things I missed. Hopefully you enjoyed the video on building a loop. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.